Hello, lords and ladies of YouTube, and welcome back to Nightly Gaming's Nightly Gaming and another episode of Kickstarter Roundup. So today we are going to be talking about our 3 featured games and one game that I recommend to back for the week, and we're going to go ahead and hop right into our first featured game. So, Thanksgiving Life by DDT Games. So, the way they describe it as their little tagline is, "Be God of a virtual world, the world is your sandbox." It's a unique take on the God Simulator genre, which I'm admittedly a huge fan of. If you've played any kind of games like, even I played Reus on here before, or if you've played any of those other kind of God Sim games, where you're basically taking care of a civilization and letting it grow and things like that, and or individual people. So what's interesting about this one is you have actually a lot more direct interaction with the world than a lot of other God Sim games. You can either directly motivate the peeps, which the peeps are the people in the world in the game, so you can either affect their dreams or directly interact with them, make them fall in love, things like that. And you can also, as you do things in the world, you develop different god powers based on whether you've become, a good god or an evil god, and it actually will change the appearance of you're like a floating hand. It'll change the appearance of your hand. And you can get different things such as, so you can be a good god from doing things like giving them wealth by making money fall out of the sky, or protection from, oh, there's an enemy, I'll like block them or get rid of the enemy or things like that, or I'll help move you ahead of traffic, or you can do other things like causing serious accidents by like just smashing cars and dropping bears on them, things like that, or you can, burn down their house and trap them in a ring of fire and have them burn alive, things like that, or you can even just do silly things like having a rain cloud following them around, or putting it in front of them so there's like wind, so that with rain shooting in their face and they can't walk anywhere. So it looks like a really interesting take on the God Sim genre. This game has been passed on Steam Greenlight, and when released will be available on Steam, Windows, Mac, and Linux. There is 26 days left for their campaign, and if you are interested in backing them, I will leave a link in the description. If you are interested in God Sims, I would definitely check it out. Next game, Fat Mask by Paper Cult Games. So the way their little tagline is, a fast-paced arcade puzzle brawler in which you compete from 1 to 4 players to create and steal your friends' monster combos. So it's a party game. Looks like actually a really interesting, kind of unique take on party games. It's a competitive puzzle game, so that's an interesting thing where it's a competitive puzzle platformer type game. You're trying to, move blocks around, and the different monster blocks give you different combos, and you're hopping around trying to fill in blocks and capture them for your own and things like that. It's kind of interesting. There's also a co-op mode for those of you who have friends, family, significant others that don't like competitive modes in games, which I know I have a few personally. So co-op is usually a lot easier to talk them into. So that's always a fun benefit in it. It has these kind of fun, bright, cartoonish graphics, which kind of look nice and are fun. Some of the characters and monsters actually have kind of interesting designs to them. So that's another fun aspect of it. One of the stretch goals they have is an online multiplayer section, so it's not just going to have to be co-op depending on how much money they make. So if you are looking for a new party game, this could be for you. It is currently on Steam Greenlight if you wanted to back it and help get it past Steam Greenlight, or even if you just wanted to help them on Steam Greenlight, I'm sure it is all appreciated. There is still 26 days left of the game if you are interested in backing them, and I will leave a link in the description for those of you who are interested. So moving on to our third and final featured game, it'll be Pixel Noir by SWD Tech Games. So their little tagline is, your hallucinations may hold the key to redeeming yourself. Take to the streets and prove your innocence in this JRPG-inspired game. So it seems interesting. It's got, old school style graphics, with gameplay seems to be a mix between kind of classic noir detective games with a little bit of Silent Hill, Resident Evil, kind of monster mystery stuff thrown into the story, with traditional RPG style mechanics and combat. So it's kind of a nice mashup of different genres. So it seems to have a very interesting story and concept. You're some kind of a detective, and you start hallucinating after being accused of something, and you are fighting different thugs and things like that, but eventually you start hallucinating that everyone's monsters, and you're fighting the monsters and things like that. I'm not 100% sure on it, but it looks like to be a very interesting story. There's lots of things to collect, different items. It does have turn-based combat, so traditional RPG-style combat. There is an actual downloadable demo on their page if you wanted to try out. They have it available for PC and Mac, so they do have a working demo you can try. When it is released, it will be released on PC and Mac, as well as there's a stretch goal for it to be released onto the Nintendo 3DS if you're interested in that. There's only 11 days left to back their campaign. If you wanted to back them, then there will be the possibility for the next 11 days and getting some of those stretch goals, such as the 3DS. But with that, we're going to end our featured games of the week and move into our recommended game to back this week. So the game I recommend to back this week is a game called A Credible Tale of Yokai Robots and the Lunar Tourist by Overclocked Games. So the name's a little strange, but then again, this game seems a little strange. So their little tagline is build and defend a village in a Japanese folklore-inspired world. This modern homage to SNES classics even helps you study Japanese. So when they say it helps you study Japanese, there's a mini game in it that helps you unlock materials and things like that, where you start matching Japanese characters to their translations in order to pass them. So you can actually start to learn a little bit of Japanese from this, which is a nice little educational aspect of it. But into the rest of the gameplay, it's an interesting kind of mix of like village management kind of game, along with some RTS elements and some tower defense style gameplay, a little bit of beat 'em up kind of things. It's really an interesting mix of things. His graphics are also very interesting. They're kind of like a hand-drawn 3D type thing, sort of reminiscent of Okami in my mind, if any of you are aware of that game, which I'm sure a lot of hardcore gamers are. So it has that kind of like old-style Japanese painted look to it. It also seems to have a really good sense of humor. Even has some like anime references mixed in. Especially like the one they show in the preview, off the top of my head, is Dragon Ball Z. They do a Kamehameha and you go all Super Saiyan and things like that. There is a lot of strategy in this game, placement of towers, management of resources. When you're being attacked by yokai, which are like demon spirit things in Japanese folklore, which your village is being attacked constantly, and you're trying to protect the villagers, you have to actually fight them off. You have defenses that you can build up, and then you yourself can fight them off using different combo moves and weapons and things like that. There's lots of different classes you can pick, each with their own kind of unique set of things and different combo moves and powerful combos and things like that. It also seems to have it's going to have a great sense of humor with great gameplay. There's even the potential for multiplayer that they mention, whether to competing online for high scores and super valuable resources and things like that. So that's really interesting. There's also a demo available for this game for PC and Mac. So if you want to try this game out, it is also available for a demo. Quite fun. Really interesting, interactive environment type things like that. So that's fun. This game is also currently on Steam Greenlight, looking to be approved. So if you want to hop over to Steam Greenlight and approve them, that would be great. Upon release, they plan on PC, Mac, Linux, and I believe Xbox. And there is only 15 days left to back this game, so if you are interested in backing A Credible Tale of Yokai Robots and Lunar Tourist by Overclocked Games, I strongly recommend it, and I will leave a link in the description for all of you who want to check that out. But with that, we are going to wrap up this week's Kickstarter Roundup. Thank you all so much for watching. Tell me in the comment section down below any games you think I missed, or games that were in that you don't think should have been in, weren't worth being in. If you did like the video, click the like button, that's always appreciated, and subscribe if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos, including Kickstarter Roundup, which is every Saturday. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!